Hi there. If you have a website, I'm sure you must have used the product Google Analytics. Now, the one thing wrong about the product Google Analytics is the word analytics itself. It is very difficult to convert data which is stored in Google Analytics into some powerful insights. In fact, I think Google should rename the product. They should not call it as Google Analytics. They should just call it as Google Website Data Collector. But I have a solution for you today. In this video, I'm going to show you on how to use the power of artificial intelligence to convert data which is stored in Google Analytics and make some powerful insights which can be useful for you to improve your website. Now, during the process of this video, I'm also going to explain you the thought process of converting data related to your website into some powerful insights so that you can use that to improve your website performance. Now, in order to demonstrate this video, I'm going to use data which is related to my website called experiencedatascience.com. So we are going to download the data for this particular website which is stored in Google Analytics, and then we are going to use an AI tool called datajarvis.ai in order to analyze this data. This tool datajarvis.ai has also been developed by me, and it helps to get insights from data just by chatting with it. So if you have not done so already, you should check out datajarvis.ai. But first, let us go to the Google Analytics and see how the data related to my website experiencedatascience.com looks like. So here we are into Google Analytics. As you can see that it is a very busy product. It has got lots of tabs, lots of data tables, and a lot of visualization. And it is really time consuming to do this information discovery. I need to figure out on which tab to select, which menu to go, which dashboard to select in order to get some basic insights. In addition, there is also a lot of visual overload, which in fact leads to confusions. And it doesn't have a chat interface. So for example, if I have a question in mind, I cannot just ask to Google Analytics and get insights. I need to figure out which menu to select, which visual to use in order to get my question answered. But we can use the Google Analytics tool in order to download the data so that we can further analyze it using an AI tool. Now, for the purpose of this video, we are going to focus on data related to acquisition. Now, you can see this user acquisition data on this particular menu over here. So this data has got everything related to how the users are acquired for the website. You see information such as how many new users are there, how many returning users are there, as well as you see some KPIs such as the engagement time and etc. So you see this default data. In addition, you also see this visual. This visual for me is quite confusing. It is a spaghetti chart and it's very difficult to understand what is the insight behind this visual. Now, in order to download this data, let us go to data exploration by clicking on this option over here. And on the left hand side, you will see some additional fields which you can add. So you see metrics, which is all the numerical data, and you can also add dimensions, which is the non-numerical data. So let us now add some non-numerical data or dimensions, and here I see a list of choices which are available, and I can see lots and lots of fields, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to just select the country and the region. So now these two columns have been added, so let us now download this particular data. You can download the data using a CSV file, and let us now see the CSV file on how it looks like. So you can see that it has got the region ID, it has got the search term, it has got the country ID, it has also got the landing page detail as well as the channel information. So channel information is how the users are coming to the website, and here you see organic video. So organic video means people are using the YouTube channel to come to my website. You also see a direct channel. So direct channel is when people type in directly the URL of the website to come to the website, and then you also see referral. So referral is when people share the website link through WhatsApp or by email. In addition, you also see all the KPIs which were available in Google Analytics. Let us first try to prepare the data. So here you see the column search term, which is empty. It has got no content. So we can go ahead, select it and delete it because it is not adding any value. There is another column related to channel, but the title of this column is too long. It says first user primary channel, but we can just rename that to channel. Now we can save the CSV file and we are all set to load it in the AI platform datajarvis.ai and start getting insights. But before we do that, let us first of all make a strategy on how we are going to convert data into powerful insights. So in this data, we have a column called as country ID. So country ID can be very useful to make some geospatial analysis. We also have a lot of numerical columns such as total users, new users, returning users, as well as some engagement KPIs. Now, in order to make sense of these numeric columns one by one, we can use a clustering technique which will help us get insights into all these numerical fields at once. Once we have that, we can ask AI to propose additional analytics which can be done. So it's good to have this starting strategy which will help us do some initial steps in the AI tool. And now let's go to the AI tool and start converting data into some powerful insights. So I'm going to go to my platform datajarvis.ai and I'm going to now upload the data. So I'm going to select the file and voila, the data has now been loaded and we can start now chatting with it. Let us first start with the geospatial heat map. Geospatial heat maps are very interesting because they help us understand where most of the users are located. So we can ask a question such as give me a geospatial heat map for the country, and in a while you'll see this nice looking visual with the world map as well as some green spot shown which shows where most of the users are located, which means that these countries are contributing to most of the traffic on the website. And you can see that most of the users are located in US, Europe, as well as in India. So this is pretty interesting because it helps us to identify the countries contributing to most of the traffic, but you can also see some regions where the traffic is low, which kind of also represents an untapped potential. In fact, you can also use this geospatial heat map analysis for any marketing campaign. For any untapped potential country, if you are making any campaign, you can make a geospatial heat map before as well as geospatial heat map after, and then you can do a comparison to see if your campaign is effective or not. Now, let us also try to confirm our insights, and we can ask a question such as give me a bar plot of the country and the total number of users. And in a while, you'll see that datajarvis has replied with the top countries which are contributing to traffic, and indeed they are USA, India, as well as UK, Great Britain. So this is pretty interesting, and let us now move to the next question which we can ask to datajarvis. Let us ask a question such as give me a list of numerical and non-numerical fields, because this is going to help us understand the structure of the data. So as you can see from the response that you have few non-numerical fields, but there are lots and lots of numerical fields. You have fields such as total users, new users, returning users, as well as some kind of engagement KPIs. So in order to make sense of all these numerical fields at once, we can use a technique called as clustering. Clustering will also help us find groups or patterns within the data. So let us ask a question such as give me a clustering of all the numerical fields, and we can also ask to make 3 clusters. So in a while you get this table which has got all the records, and you also see a cluster which is assigned to each and every record. You also see a bar graph indicating the number of records for each cluster, and you can see that most of the records are in cluster number 1. You also see a scatter plot. So this scatter plot, each dot corresponds to a record, and the color of the dot is corresponding to the cluster. Now because the dots with the same color are very close by, it means that our clustering technique has worked. It just confirms the formation of the clusters. In addition, you also see this radar chart. So this radar chart can also be used to do the cluster interpretation. So for example, you see that cluster 0, which is this orange color cluster, is corresponding to high returning users as well as high engagement. So as you can see till now, Data Jarvis is pretty intelligent. It has given us a lot of insights which were not possible in Google Analytics. In addition, we do not have to code. We do not have to look for menus and options. We just ask our questions in natural English. So let us now ask a question to Data Jarvis that what does these clusters mean? And in a while, you get this reply from Data Jarvis and you see this nice table which has got all the KPIs by each and every cluster. And it has also given a description about these clusters. Now this is pretty interesting. You can see that cluster 0 is corresponding to moderate number of users but with high engagement. So this in fact is a cluster which corresponds to our very fidel users. You can see the cluster 1 is corresponding to very high number of users, but they are not returning users. So I can say that this cluster corresponds to one-off users. Cluster 2 is corresponding to high traffic and high volume. So this is basically the users who are coming from very high source of traffic, but they have a very moderate engagement. So the key takeaway of clustering and cluster interpretation is that it is allowing us to analyze multiple numerical fields at the same time. It is also finding these natural segments of patterns of users, and it is also helping us reduce the complexity. So instead of looking at each and every row and each and every column, we can now just focus on the clusters, which is helping us to get insights very rapidly from this data. Now, as Data Jarvis seems to be very intelligent, let us now ask it to do some additional work. So let us ask a question such as, what are the other insights which I can get? And in a while, you'll see that it has proposed various different insights. It has proposed things like correlation. This could be pretty interesting. It has also proposed something on channel level performance, landing page analysis, as well as it is also proposing to do analytics related to new users and returning user funnel. So this is pretty interesting proposals by Data Jarvis, and I specifically like the channel level performance, the landing page, and the new user and the returning user funnel. So let us now start asking questions to Data Jarvis related to these insights which it has proposed. And let us start with this channel and landing page analytics, and we can use a heat map for that. Heat map will help us understand which is the channel and landing page which is attracting most of the users. So we can ask a question such as, give me a heat map for the channel and the landing page, and we can make the color of the heat map by the total number of users. So in a while, I see this nice looking heat map where the x-axis is corresponding to the channel and the y-axis is corresponding to the landing page. And here you can see that the most effective channels are the direct channel and the organic video channel. So direct channel is when users directly type in the URL address and then they come to the website. And organic video is when people click a link which is there in my YouTube video descriptions. So the key takeaway of this is that most of the users are coming to my website directly by typing the URL, so which in fact represents a very strong brand recognition. And it is also good to see that YouTube channel is also diverting traffic to the website. So this means that the brand recognition and the high quality content in YouTube are the key strengths which are leading to traffic on my website. Let us now also analyze the new users versus returning user funnel. So we can ask a question such as, give me an analysis and visualization of the new users versus returning users funnel. And in a while, you'll see that Data Jarvis reply with a table. So this table has got all the different channels and it has got all the different KPIs such as new users, returning users, as well as its ratio of returning to new for each and every channel. You can see that the organic video has most of the users, but the direct channel has got the highest return to the new user ratio. So the key takeaway of this insight is that YouTube channel is in fact bringing most of the users to my website. So the strategy could be to use YouTube to attract more users. So this would require creating very high quality content. So the new users, they look at the video and then they come to the website. In addition, we can also see that most of the users who are returning back are coming from the direct channel. So we can try to understand the journey of these users who are using the direct channel, because this kind of represents a very good benchmark of what should be the experience of users so that they keep on coming back. And we can try to analyze this journey and then also create YouTube content according to that experience or journey which these users are having on the website. In order to further analyze the direct channel, we can also ask a question to Data Jarvis such as, give me the top 10 countries by total users for the direct channel. So my friends, you can see that we got lots and lots of insights. We use the geospatial heat map to spot regions which are contributing to very high traffic to the website, as well as it also showed the regions which represents an untapped potential. We also used clustering in order to analyze multiple fields at the same time, as well as it also helped us reveal clusters of patterns within the data. We also saw that the most effective channels are the direct channel and the organic channel, meaning that the brand recognition and the YouTube video content are key factors which are leading to the traffic on the website. We also saw that YouTube channel brings lots and lots of new users. So it would make sense to create very high quality content for YouTube, which would attract new users to the website. So my friends, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If yes, please do consider subscribing to the channel, as well as if you have some data in Google Analytics, I would recommend that you should load it on datajarvis.ai and start getting insights from it right now. Thank you for watching and see you soon in another exciting video.